Now for a different kind of green, we're joined by David Delisle, money mindfulness expert and author. Hi, David. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much, Chelsea. I'm excited.
Okay, so you are a self-proclaimed finance nerd. I didn't call him that. I didn't call him a nerd. And he even started investing by age 11. So what got you interested in finance at such a young age?
I was just one of those finance nerds that I became fascinated with it. And that's why I want to sort of get other people to get excited about this, because a lot of it, once you learn more, it's not as complicated as we think it might be.
Okay, so you're here to talk about loud budgeting. So talk to us about that and what it means.
So loud budgeting, it's just what it sounds like. It's basically talking about your budget. So if you think about money, most of us don't talk about money. It's so taboo and we keep it secret. So loud budgeting is just letting people know, this is what I'm budgeting for, this is what's going on. So if someone asks you, for example, let's go out for drinks, you might say, oh, I'm actually saving up for travel or to pay off my credit card. Instead of drinks, can we do something else and go for a walk, for example?
Why do you think it's so important to talk about budgeting and where you are?
So again, back to this idea of how taboo it is. Getting it out of the dark and just talking about it really helps. But then by talking about it as well, I mean, we set up accountability, which is really important. But a big thing is when we talk about money, there's shame. And we all have this shame, but as soon as we start talking about it, it's very hard to sort of have that shame exist if we start talking about it.
Yes, because then you can say to your friend, oh, you know, I can't go out tonight, I'm really saving for next week or whatever that may be, and their friend might be like, you know what, you're right, I probably should be saving too. You're doing me a favor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you give us some tips on how we should talk to our kids about money? I see you brought in a book here.
Yeah, so I wrote a graphic novel. So money's not very fun for most people. Like I'm a finance nerd, but for most people, they don't love this stuff. So I looked around and kids are reading graphic novels. That's what they want to read. So I wrote one of the first graphic novels that teaches about financial literacy just to make it fun. And when we think about teaching our kids, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's just having these conversations. So even when kids are really young, we can just start telling them how much things cost, when we're buying them, what we could buy instead. I used to talk to my kids in terms of chocolate bars. That teddy bear, that bike, that might cost 20 chocolate bars or 3 Lego sets. And it just starts teaching them the value of money at a young age, because that's how we do it, by having these conversations.
And that's important, because let me tell you, when I became an adult, no one told me how expensive everything was. Now, your message is all centered in a mindset shift from greed and envy to abundance and empowerment. So let's talk more about that.
Yeah, so I really try to focus on this idea of money mindfulness and just becoming more aware of what's important to you. So if you think if we're like the social media, and I'm going to kindergarten classes and all the kids want like $1 million.
Right.
And I'm like, what? They don't even know what they want $1 million for. And that's what happens. We see all this media and what we should be having instead of thinking what we really care about ourselves. And that's this idea of what's really your awesome stuff, what's important to you. And once you understand that, it starts sort of breaking that cycle of chasing more.
And you mentioned the awesome stuff. Tell us more about what that means.
Yeah, so the awesome stuff, I mean, this is what I get really excited about, because this is really what lights you up. This is what brings you joy. So if you start thinking about like your favorite memory, your favorite thing, favorite gift you've given, how it feels in your body, those are the things that really get us excited, not maybe the yacht that you're chasing because someone showed you that this is what you might want to have. And once you really understand what's important to you, it breaks that cycle of keeping up with the Joneses and chasing and all the rest of it.
I really like what you're going there and going around and promoting, David. So thank you so much for coming in and sharing more. And if you would like to book David as a speaker or find his book, you can visit his website at daviddelisle.com. Thanks again for coming in, David.
Thanks so much, Chelsea.